Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another inspiring book launch event. My name is Akriti Sharma, and I'm your host today on behalf of Adhyan Books. I hope you are enjoying meeting our new authors and learning about their remarkable journeys. Please do share your thoughts in the comment section. Today, we are discussing a book that carries a message of hope, resilience, and transformation. The book is titled From Captivity to Freedom, Breaking Free from Addictions, A Journey of Hope and Resilience. The author for this powerful memoir is Mr. Praveen Curl. Praveen Curl is a transformational life coach, counselor, and founder of the Cornerstone Foundation. With his mission of impacting people's lives towards change, he helps individuals and families overcome challenges and discover their potential. Praveen holds a Bachelor of Engineering from Nagpur University and a Diploma in Management from ICFAI University. He brings over 30 years of corporate experience, having worked across India, the Gulf, and Africa, culminating a CEO of major dealership where he successfully transformed business operations. Following his passion for helping others, Praveen transitioned into professional coaching and counseling. He is an ICF accredited coach from Symbiosis Coaching Institute USA with certifications in life coaching, emotional intelligence coaching, executive coaching, family counseling, and career coaching. Most importantly, Praveen has maintained sobriety for over 14 years and now dedicates his life to helping others break free from chain of addiction. Now, let's welcome Mr. Praveen Kaur. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Good
Congratulations
evening.
on your book. It must be exhilarating to share such a personal and transformative story with the world. So, sir, let's talk about your book. Our viewers
Good
can better
evening.
understand your journey and valuable insights you are sharing.
Good evening, Akriti ji. Thank you so much for being my host and bringing me on this platform. It's a great pleasure to be here this evening and speak something about
Yes,
the book, which
definitely,
I
sir.
feel would transform people's lives because of my own story and the tools that I have brought forth.
Sure, sir. Sure. I'm sure that this book will help a lot of individuals do the same as you. So, sir, let's start with our Q&A.
Yes, please.
I'll ask you a few questions and you can answer them, and people will able to understand better how this book can actually help them. So, my first
Please.
question to you is, sir, what inspired you to write such a deeply personal account of your addiction and recovery?
Akriti ji, it is like this. I was a victim of addiction. Today, I'm a counselor, I'm a life coach, and I meet so many youngsters, so many people, even in their old age, who are addicted to some form of substance or behavior. It
Correct.
could be alcohol, it could be drugs, or in terms of behavior, it could be, uh, gambling, online gambling, or it could be pornography, it could be mobile games. So when I meet such kind of people, it touches me. See, I came out of this addiction, and today I'm leading a very sober and a contented life. So, my what inspired me was that if my story could touch people's hearts, and
Hmm.
if I could bring that out by way of a book, by giving them more knowledge on how to fight
Correct.
addiction, impacting people's lives towards change is my mission.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
also to bring about an awareness in the society. Today, especially in our country, addictions is considered a big taboo. So
Hmm.
I would like to reduce that intensity of the taboo and want people to come out
Hmm.
and seek help. Because unless you seek help, you will not find a solution to your problem. This is what inspired me to come out with this book.
Very well put forward, sir. Very well. Okay, sir. So my next question would be, you mentioned that your first drink was at the age of 12. Can you tell us about that pivotal moment and how it set the stage for your long journey?
Yes, When I was a young boy at the age of 12, I
Mm-hmm.
was one day all alone at the dining table doing some work, some homework, if I remember rightly. My dad,
Okay.
he used to drink, but he was not a great drinker, but once in a way. So he left a
Hmm.
bottle of gin on the dining table.
Okay.
And I was, they say curiosity kills the cat. And I was
Hmm.
just curious to know what is this stuff all about? And why do people suddenly change in their behavior, in the way of talking and all? What's this taste like? I was very curious. So I just
Hmm.
opened the bottle, took a gulp, closed it, and kept it back over there. Believe me, I just didn't like the taste of it, nor the smell,
Okay.
nor
Huh.
the burning sensation that it gave because I drank it raw. And then I was thinking, why these people drink this? It's such
Okay.
horrible stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
then I went to my room. My sisters were there. So while I was sitting on the bed, within a few minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, there was some magic that happened. What happened
Okay.
was, I'm a person who's a little timid, not having that much of
Mm-hmm.
courage, having fears, lacking confidence when I was a child. But the
Mm-hmm.
moment acted upon me, the entire
Huh.
personality of I changed. My
Okay.
personality changed. I became more courageous. I started speaking,
Okay.
so confidently. My sisters themselves were surprised. My chest bloated up. My tongue started
Okay.
wagging. And I said, wow, this is great. This is magic potion, right? And that's how,
Yeah.
I liked that first drink, that effect it had upon me. That high that it gave
Okay.
me was the first. The first drink,
You didn't.
thereafter, I kept looking out for an opportunity to have just a little. If I go out for a movie with my friends, if I go out for a function or anything, I would say just little is enough to make me feel good and for me to mingle with the crowd. But like
Mm-hmm.
that, what happened over the period of time, this little started increasing in capacity, which I did not realize. I thought I could stand my drink, but with time, the quantity increased, and then I started losing control. I didn't know what was happening, and that's how I ended up becoming addicted to alcohol. That was, yes, the first pivotal moment in my life when I picked up that first drink.
So you didn't like the taste, but you liked the feeling that it gave you.
Absolutely, it's that high which I was chasing all
Understand.
throughout my life.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, sir. So the title From Captivity to Freedom is very powerful. How do you define the captivity you experienced, and what does freedom mean to you today?
Captivity is what I became. I got into bondage. I became a slave to King Alcohol. Alcohol was ruling my life. I was totally dependent on alcohol. I was seeking every moment where I could have just a little to reach that high. And because of this, I lost a lot in my life. And King Alcohol totally ruled and ruined my life also. So I became a slave, total captive to this addiction. But today, after coming into recovery, after using the tools of recovery, after joining a wonderful fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, today, while I'm away from the first drink, over 14 years today, life
Mm-hmm.
is beautiful. Life is
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. I don't need alcohol today to really enjoy life or to face the challenges of life. I can do it. And this kick is much better than the one which alcohol gives.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. You describe waking up on a park bench in 2011 as your turning point. What made that moment different from all the other rock bottoms you had experienced before?
Yes, I remember that morning when I woke up on the park bench
Hmm.
and I was deeply hurt. I was in pain. I had a lot of guilt. You see, my
Okay.
parents were so loving,
Hmm.
and they were, wanting me to sober up, but I was fighting with them. I was quarreling. I wouldn't listen to them. I was having my own way, and in their old age, I was challenging them that I can make it on my own. So it happened one evening, May 2011, when I had a quarrel with my dad. I was so much, became so stone hearted, self centered, that I told my dad, give back all the money that he was holding of mine. And I went to, almost went physically to, to hit him. And I packed my bags and walked out of home. I
Okay.
went out and I drank even more. I didn't know what happened after that. Next day morning, I remember waking up on the park bench, the sun beating down on me. It was around 8 o'clock. The world was moving all around, and I didn't know a thing. And I didn't remember, I couldn't remember where I kept my car, where I parked my car, until after some time when I put my hand in my back trousers pocket. I found the valet parking that I left it in one of the restaurants, in the valet parking. That was a time when it really hit me that today I have come on the roads. I had no place to go. Uh, Everyone were
Okay.
rejecting me. And I walked out
Hmm.
of the home and I find myself on a park bench. So that I said, from way to way have I fallen so badly. And that was a turning point where my mind told me that I need to bring about a change in my life. And that's how it began.
Okay, so must have been very hard to conquer all that because even listening to your story is actually giving me goosebumps right now.
Mhm.
So, sir,
Yes,
your parents never gave up on you despite the pain you caused them. You just mentioned about one such incident that happened. So, how did their unconditional love impact your recovery journey?
I was that a prodigal son, the prodigal son who walked
Okay.
away, okay, from the home.
Hmm.
But they didn't leave me. On many occasions, I left home and went out, and they would come searching for me. They would find out from where, through some friend or through some contact, where is Praveen, and they would come home. Or there would be so many missed calls on my mobile which I won't answer. And when I pick up, the first thing I hear them is, Praveen, where are you? Come home. We are waiting for you. So these words ring in my ears even today. Praveen, come home. We are waiting for you. They are not here. They are up there.
Hmm.
But then
Correct.
they had a great impact on my life. They never gave up on me. They never gave up. Somewhere deep down, my father had this belief that I would bounce
Hmm.
back, like a
Correct.
phoenix, from the ashes. And my mom always had told me that, pray, God has a plan for your life. You're a good person,
Hmm.
Praveen. You're gone on the wrong track. So keep praying, God has a
Hmm.
plan for your life. And one day you will definitely come out of all this. Don't give up. Don't give up. So,
Hmm.
I miss them today, but their teaching, their words ring a lot in my ears today also. It was absolutely unconditional love, no selfishness in that, pure parental love that they had for me. And that
Completely
really
agree.
impacted me, and it made me realize, that what am I doing? Am I a human being or am I just another animal, a rakshas? मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? इतना प्यारा पिताजी और मम्मी जी हैं और मैं उनका दिल तोड़ कर रख रहा हूँ मैं. So these are all major turning points in my life.
Hmm. Completely agree, sir. That's why the parents are put on that pedestal because they are always behind you, no matter how badly we do something that is not right, and they know that we are not on the right track, but still they are behind us. They are supporting us at every move without questioning, without knowing that even that if it's even possible for us to return back on track, but they just do it because they love
True.
us. So
Absolutely.
that's great. Yeah. Okay, sir. So now I have a few questions related to your recovery and transformation. You introduced the 3 R's, the 3 R's framework in your book. routine, responsibility, and relationships. How did these three elements practically change your daily life?
As I got into living sober life, I was with
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholics Anonymous, and that
Mm-hmm.
fellowship program of Alcoholics Anonymous had a great impact and has
Okay.
taught me a lot of things, combined with
Mm-hmm.
my sponsor who I had. So
Okay.
while I was putting these things into practice, with time,
Mm-hmm.
I realized, also after doing my certifications and other in counseling and all, I realized that
Mm-hmm.
if somebody has to really recover, somebody has to make a real good fight back in life, these three
Mm-hmm.
R's, these 3 R's of routine, responsibility, and relationships will play a vital role. It's like
Mm-hmm.
me creating a system within which I have to operate, standard operating procedures. So these 3 R's, I needed a routine in my life, a timetable on a daily basis. What time I wake up, what do I do? I do all those positive things. Feed my mind in the morning, positivity. Go for a walk, go for a jog, get ready, be on time to office, do your work diligently, come back home, clean, go for the AA
Okay.
meetings. So I had a pakka routine, and this became a habit today. So I would follow that routine. That's the first R. I would
Okay.
encourage anybody to to pick up. The second R is
Mm-hmm.
your responsibilities. Now we are all responsible in different, we have different areas of our life, areas in
Mm-hmm.
which every human being operates and has responsibilities. I'm not sure if you have heard about this called the wheel of life. So in the wheel of life,
Yeah.
there are 6 major areas for every human being. So you can count them. That
Mm-hmm.
is, one is the family in which we have responsibilities. We are responsible
Mm-hmm.
in our career. We are responsible with our finances. We are responsible for our health. We are responsible uh, for the society, and we are responsible
Mm-hmm.
good spiritual human beings, not religious, spiritual. Okay. So
Spirituality, not religion. Okay.
in all these 6 areas, I need to be responsible, and that's how
Okay.
I started focusing on these areas and seeing that I don't slip up on any of these areas that would disturb the wheel of my life. And the third one
Okay.
is relationships. Relationships is a very vital aspect, because
Mm-hmm.
it all depends with who I am connected with. Am I connected with
Yeah.
losers, or am I connected with winners? All
Yeah.
my life I was connected with those people, who were into addictions, or who went astray and were practicing the wrong things. But once I changed that, once I filtered out all the bad elements, although I didn't hurt them, but slowly I got disconnected from them. When I started sticking to the winners, like our AA program tells us, started sticking to the programs, what happened was all that good things from them I learned, all that positive energy they radiated, I absorbed. And that's how this relationships also is a very, very crucial aspect that one needs to pay attention. So if you have your routines in place, if you have your responsibilities in place, you're fulfilling them, and have the right relationships, you have a
Hmm.
pakka system in place to go into recovery.
Okay, sir. You mentioned a lot about Alcoholics Anonymous. And so I've read it in your book that you had a sponsor named Austin. How did,
Yes.
what role did he had in your transformation process, sir?
Alcoholics Anonymous is a wonderful program. It
Mm-hmm.
has the 12-step program. It's a world famous program. This program of the fellowship, you will find it in over 190 countries that it is there. And
Yeah.
there is a sense of brotherhood, when we go into these programs. I was at one
Mm-hmm.
time rejected in family, rejected from society. But when I go to the AA program, I'm welcomed with a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel wanted. And there are these
Mm-hmm.
tools that are laid at our feet that we use for our recovery
Okay.
program. So in this program, in this fellowship, I met Austin, an old timer
Mm-hmm.
in the AA program. He was also,
Mm-hmm.
this problem, and he completed 50 years of sober living without touching a drink. And there was
Okay.
much, yeah, there was much that I learned from him. He hand held
Mm,
me. He held my hand and took me on this journey. He told me what things I need to do and what to drop out. He
mm,
encouraged me. Whenever I would go with to him with an issue, I would definitely find a solution to my problem. He was a person who followed good morals. He was a person who
mm,
had ethics. He was a person who was very strong in prayer, in his faith in God, and he passed on
mm,
all those to me. I would go. Sometimes I remember I would go to his home in a corner, elderly person lying down. He would say, "Praveen, come sit down with me. How are you doing?" Then he'll say, "Suddenly, come, let's go out. Let's go and have some cutlet and come." So he was very fond of that. So that way, the
mm.
fellowship was there. And then in the evening, we would go for the AA meetings. And he really transmitted a lot of his sobriety to me. I'm grateful to God for giving him as my sponsor.
So basically, I can gather that A gave you a sense of uh, a sense of belonging that you do belong somewhere, and Austin, your sponsor, presented you with a unmatched brotherhood that you might not be able to find in a regular environment, right?
Yes, yes. You
Yeah.
see, AA is a place where I can go and open up. No one in this
Hmm.
world is ready to sit down and listen to my stories.
Correct.
They would say, I'm
Very
stupid.
true. Very
Who's
true,
asking me
sir.
to do that? But when I go to the
Huh.
fellowship and I pour out my thing, there are people to listen to me.
Hmm.
They come
Hmm.
and then, they encourage me. They say, it's okay. It happens. Come on, let's go ahead. One day at a time.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. Because, like in real world, no one has that time to give to anyone else.
Nobody has.
But
Nobody
they're
has.
correct, correct. Definitely agree. So, sir, emotional intelligence features prominently in your recovery strategy. How did learning to manage your emotions replace the need for alcohol?
Emotional intelligence is something that I learned as a subject while I was in college. And I had the
Okay.
opportunity again to learn about
Mm-hmm.
emotional intelligence during my certifications after
Recovery.
me leaving my job.
Hmm.
Emotional
Okay.
intelligence in addiction, in recovery, if you ask me, is a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Okay.
game changer
Okay.
because they say that addiction, or in my case, alcoholism, is also known as a disease of emotions. It is the emotions that play havoc within us. From childhood trauma, I could have developed so many, negative emotions. There may be those inner storms that happen to me, and to find relief because of those hurt feelings, I may go for the
Mm-hmm.
addiction. I may go to take something like an alcohol or some smoke or a drug
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. That is to divert my mind, and slowly I get dependent. So it has to do a lot with our emotions, because if my emotions go
Mm-hmm.
astray, it affects my thinking, and if my thinking is
Correct.
affected, it affects my behavior. So it's a
Correct.
triangle. It's called the cognitive triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So now I
Okay.
need to understand how to handle my emotions. And emotional
Hmm.
intelligence taught me that. The first
Hmm.
thing that told me is that I need to be self aware. I should have that self awareness about my own self. What are my negative emotions inside me? Positive is very good, but my negative emotion. Same way they told me to empathize with others, to recognize and understand
Okay.
and influence
Hmm.
the emotions of others. It taught me about self
Hmm.
control, self motivation, and also life skills. So that way, emotional intelligence is a great tool. And if
Hmm.
somebody can really, use it, then half the battle is won. Because, again, as I said, emotions play a major role in a person going into addiction. And that's what I stressed. I stressed in my book all these aspects.
Yes. Okay, sir. So, spiritual aspect of your journey is central to your story. You mentioned spirituality during our when we started this interview as well. So, how did you reconnect with your faith after feeling so disconnected during your drinking years?
See, I come from a family who's, they give a lot of weightage to religion, to
Okay.
belief in God. to prayers and everything, and all that I went through. But I was the black
Mm-hmm.
sheep in the family. I moved away.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly, I would, escape from all these prayers and the practices that we had. And I started moving out into the outside world to naturally for my own enjoyment or entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened is through Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing, the beautiful thing about this fellowship that I got to know is that I need not fear God. I was
Okay.
under the fear that I'm a big sinner and that
Mm-hmm.
God will going to punish me. So how does it matter? Let me go and drink or let me go and do the wrong things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the fellowship, this is a universal fellowship. All religions, people are there in that. It is not only restricted to
Okay.
one particular religion. And there it is said
Mm-hmm.
that we have a loving God. And we have a
Mm-hmm.
God, if we go back to Him, He will forgive us for our sins and He will take us back into His fold. This was the first spiritual aspect that brought me back and made me make a U turn in my life to go back to God.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
spirituality, Alcoholics Anonymous is based on spirituality. It is called a spiritual program. So that's
Okay.
the rock, that's the foundation. That's the
Mm-hmm.
foundation for recovery. If I want to have a healthy recovery, if I want to be
Mm-hmm.
really having a quality sobriety, sober living, then spirituality has to be given the topmost prominence. While emotional intelligence can be a game changer, but the foundation is
Mm-hmm.
spiritual. It's not religion.
Mm-hmm. It's
Spirituality is not religion.
spirituality.
Yeah, religion
Completely
is all about rules and regulations.
correct.
Spirituality is much about that. Spirituality
Mm.
is all about good morals, ethics,
Good.
values. Yeah. So
Just
this is
believing
what
in
I
something bigger
yes,
than yourself. Yeah.
correct. And
Not
that
specifically any religion, just believing in anything that is bigger than you.
yes,
That's
and that
spirituality,
is a
correct.
higher power, a
Hmm.
power greater than myself. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
power desires that I follow these principles.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So that was, that's the foundation for my sober living.
Okay, sir. Completely understood, sir. So now we'll move on towards some questions about your professional journey, and you actually achieved a lot in your professional journey as well post recovery. So I would like to ask a few questions about that as well. So you went from losing jobs due to addiction to becoming a CEO. What leadership lessons did recovery teach you?
Very true. There's so many jobs I lost. I would
Yeah.
enter into a job, I would work well, people would like my way of working, I would perform
Mm-hmm.
well. But the day I picked up a drink, a little, I was out, bowled, clean bowled. So I couldn't control or manage my drink. And then that deadly day would come, the deadly time would come when they say, quits. You can please leave the company. And that's how I lost so many jobs. But once I got into sober living,
Mm-hmm.
once I started, working the program, I got into recovery. I joined a company, and I'm really
Mm-hmm.
grateful to that company. They gave me a break in my beginning of my sobriety. So I joined them as a sales head, and after six
Okay.
months, the owner of the
Mm-hmm.
company probably he would have observed, my potential that I
Mm-hmm.
had, the way I was behaving, the
Mm-hmm.
principles that I followed, that he gave me this opportunity to head the division, and so as a
Okay.
CEO. And
Okay.
leadership came suddenly to me. Although I was a sales head also, but now in sobriety, in recovery, it's a new challenge, leadership. So I just took it very normal. I just followed the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous. First things first. Keep your basics straight. Okay?
Mm.
Alcoholics Anonymous talks about rigorous honesty. I said, let me
Huh.
follow that. It talks about humility. It
Mm.
talks about, empathy. It talks
Mm.
about discipline. So all
Yeah.
these tools that I learned helped me in leadership.
Mhm.
I didn't have,
Mhm.
something like I was, uh, I mean, something very great into leadership and all. But definitely, yes, these tools helped me to bond well with my team. The team understood that I hold certain values and that I'm not going to compromise on these values. And that's
Mm.
why, after losing so many jobs, the last job as a CEO was for 9 years. You
Okay,
know, in sober living, in recovery, I managed to hold on to the job for 9 years. And
that's
that's a
great,
great
sir.
blessing. That's a great
Yeah.
blessing. It's even because I followed certain principles, certain ethics. And that's
Mm.
how leadership, I was able to at least contribute something and make an impact to my
So
company.
AA fellowship didn't just help you with the addiction recovery, it also helped you learn various tools that also help you in the professional world as well. Right.
Absolutely. It's a holistic program. In every
Mm-hmm.
walk of life, AA
Mm.
helps you. As I said, those 6 areas: family,
Yeah.
career, finance. In every area, I utilize AA. It
Yeah.
helps me.
Okay, sir. So meeting your wife Anita was clearly transformative in your journey. How important is having a supportive partner in the recovery process?
Anita came as a blessing to me, you know.
Mm.
And while I was being rejected everywhere,
Yeah.
she
Mm.
was the one who accepted me.
Okay.
So she herself had an issue in her own family. So she understood
Okay.
what pain is. She understood
Okay.
what trauma is because she has seen
Um,
all that life. And she
mm,
accepted me for what I am. And she told me,
mhm.
before she became my partner, I requested her as saying that all I need in my life is peace because I'm always having a
Okay.
chaotic mind. And she said, I will ensure that you have
Mm,
peace. The second thing is, I said, I'm attached to this Alcoholics Anonymous program to allow me to go for the meeting. She said, you can go if it means it will do good for your sober living. The biggest thing
mm,
she brought was her faith. She's a person
mm,
with deep faith in God. She prays a lot.
mm,
And I changed a lot because, of prayer and, in increasing our faith in God. So, yes,
mm.
wonderful partner, still continues, a pillar of strength. It's important that you have a partner,
Yeah.
in life, especially in recovery,
Mhm.
who can
Mhm.
share, who can understand you, who encourages you. It's very,
Mm.
very important. So Anita was filling up that gap. Yeah.
Definitely. That's beautiful, sir, because having someone you can actually fall back into, having that you do have someone through this very difficult journey is definitely a blessing. And
True.
yes, sir,
I'm
that's
blessed.
beautiful. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, sir, when COVID-19 nearly took your life in 2020, how did your recovery tools help you through that physical and emotional crisis? And what role actually did Ma'am Anita ma'am had in your in that time as well?
Yes. We all know what COVID did. And
Correct,
in
definitely.
2020, September, in the second wave, I was badly hit, very badly hit.
Mhm.
I was in ICU for
Okay.
27 days. And,
Mm,
during that time, while my family, everybody were out, I couldn't have any connection. While I was in the hospital,
mm-hmm.
the AA tools helped me. I
Okay.
said to myself that I'm just going to let go, let God. I'm not in control, God is in control. And
Yeah.
I vividly remember me speaking those words on the first night when I entered the hospital with all those tubes, everything
Mm-hmm.
put around me. I remember telling, my God, or God of my understand, who is for me is Jesus Christ. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember telling Jesus, you're here, I know that. Hold on to my hand. And I know for sure I will be saved. I was fighting the battle inside. My wife was fighting the battle outside. Okay.
Correct.
She was into
Okay.
prayer. She used to pray a lot. All alone, she was at home, and she took a lot of this, this loneliness, being
Mm-hmm.
alone, face the entire thing all by herself. The tools of AA that helped me was take it one day at a time.
Mm.
Biggest lesson we learn in AA is take it one day at a time. I can't do anything about the past, nor can I do
Correct.
anything about the future. Today is what I'm living. Be grateful to God. So every day in the ICU, I would say, thank you so much. Today I'm still alive. Okay. The second thing that as I mentioned already, is surrender. Third thing is to know that I'm not in control. He is in control. I have submitted myself to him. Yeah, these are the AI tools that I used. Yeah, and then that started increasing my faith as my parameters started coming down. As I started showing improvement, that increased my faith. That if only I depend on God and not the world, then He will take care of me. And this is what the program also says. That's how it really, really helped me.
Great, 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 sir. So let's talk about your foundation, the Cornerstone Foundation. After leaving your corporate career, what made you start the Cornerstone Foundation? Like, what was that? What was that point where you felt, okay, I'll start something because I want to help others like me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Soon after COVID, since I was
Mm-hmm.
badly hit, I was told
Huh.
that I can't, take too much stress because I had a clot in
Okay.
my heart. A clot developed in my
Okay.
heart. My one
Okay.
kidney I failed; it got damaged, and
Okay.
I was I had that complete fibrosis in my lungs. So my lungs were also beginning to recover. My lungs were weak.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when my management also had then thought about it, and they said,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a responsible role, being the CEO, the head of the division. So they said,
Correct.
if you want to go on a leave, sabbatical leave, you can do so.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
Mm-hmm.
6 months after me rejoining work, I put in my papers. The big question came was, now what?
Mm.
Because during COVID, most of the doors were closed and
Correct.
people were not recruiting. So at that
Mm.
time, it came to me that what I learned in life, what I experienced in life, why not
Mm.
I take it to the people who are still struggling? Because I always used to enjoy speaking to my team members, helping them to grow personally, giving them solutions to their issues or problems personally on a personal
Mm.
level. So that's how I got motivated. I said, since I'm good at it, I have so much of experience gained, and I can probably help out. So that's how I said, let me certify myself, let me learn the subject better. And I got into counseling and coaching, and then that's how I opened up the Cornerstone, a center where we counsel people who are struggling with life's issues on all
Uh,
fronts.
sure, sir, sure. Great, great move because I'm sure the kind of
Yes,
people you've helped. Yeah.
purely, in
Huh.
alcoholism, I should have been either in a mental asylum or I should have been dead
Correct.
by now if I continued.
Mm.
Coming
Yeah.
second hurdle that came was COVID-19. I went to the jaws, touched the jaws of death, and came back. So now I felt that I should give back something to God, give back something to society. So let me help people. When I'm helping people, I'm doing God's work. This was another motivation for me to
Correct.
get into counseling.
Again, the spirituality thing came.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without Him, we
Yes.
are nothing.
Correct. Correct, sir. So, sir, what would you say to someone who believes they can control their addiction without help?
Let them continue. The thing
Okay.
is,
Huh.
the thing is, there are so many people. You see, I work in a rehabilitation center also for alcoholics, addicts,
Mm-hmm.
people with different addictions. They are all inside. Once they come in after a month or so, they get very serious and say that I committed so many mistakes, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
irresponsible. They begin to realize and repent. They make big promises. कसम लेते हैं,
Mm-hmm.
सर आज का बाद बिल्कुल नहीं, मैं नहीं पीऊंगा
Mm-hmm.
सर, ना मैं कभी ड्रग्स लूंगा। बड़ा बड़ा
Mm-hmm.
वादा करते हैं, लेकिन
Mm-hmm.
एक बार ये आपसे बाहर जाएगा, they are not able to
Um,
control. Many of them come back again. The thing
mm,
is, once I know the truth will set me free. The truth
yeah.
is, I got addiction now. An addiction
Mm,
is a brain disease. Till I die, the disease remains
mm,
with me. So if I'm going to
mm,
get triggered by some factor and go and
mm,
pick up even this much of a
mm,
drink, or I start a small gambling session, or I get into a mobile game, the disease is triggered in the brain, and then the brain won't keep quiet. It will start craving for more and more, and then the entire vicious cycle starts all over again. So I need to
Mm.
realize this. If somebody says, no,
Mm.
I can manage, I don't need recovery, I can do it, please do it. You will see the result. It's not to
Yeah,
discourage
because
somebody, it's not to discourage somebody, but then this is a fact.
mhm. Yeah, because as per you, the first step towards recovery is acceptance, and that there is no shame in asking for help, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's in seeking help that you find strength.
Mm. Correct, correct. 100% agree. So, sir, for families dealing with a loved one's addiction, what advice do you offer based on your experience?
See, that's what I said, especially in our country, they still look at it as a taboo.
Yeah, so much.
But you should start looking at it as a sickness. How would you treat a
Mm.
person who is sick?
Yeah,
Addiction is
with
something, for
sympathy.
example, yeah,
Sure.
you'll have the pity, you'll
Mm.
have that compassion. It's more of
Correct.
compassion. And what
Huh.
happens is, once I know that this sickness is with me, I can't do anything about it. I
Hmm.
start looking out for love. I start looking out for that support. And
Hmm.
families, instead of condemning that person, instead of
Hmm.
treating them in a very bad way, it would be better if they come out and ask for help,
Hmm.
seek help. In the Western world, it's open. People who
Hmm.
take are in recovery and who take support of these fellowships are given big respect. Today, here
Okay.
it's all hidden. That even fear to come to a counselor, like at my center. They think that
Correct.
they go दिमाग का डॉक्टर के पास जा रहा है बोलकर.
Hmm.
लेकिन ऐसा बात नहीं है. ये किसी का साथ भी
Hmm.
हो सकता है. तो
Correct.
आप
Agree.
भूल जाने चाहिए एंड स्टार्ट टेकिंग हेल्प. कई बार फैमिलीज
हाँ.
उस चीज को दबा कर रखते हैं कि हम लोगों का नाम खराब
Hmm.
हो जाएगा.
Correct.
लेकिन
They
आप
try
एक
to
चीज
hide it.
देखिए कि इंसान डूबते जा रहा, डूबते जा रहा, डूबते जा रहा.
Correct.
तो हमसे नहीं होगा तो किसी का
Hmm.
मदद ले लो बाहर, मदद के लिए पूछो. सो फैमिलीज, प्लीज, आप लोगों का अगर परिवार में या सोसाइटी में आप लोग जानते हैं कि कोई इस चीज से सफर हो रहा है, तो उनका सपोर्ट
हाँ.
कीजिए. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ
Hmm.
कि सपोर्ट हिम बाय गिविंग हिम मनी, सपोर्ट हिम बाय उनके ऊपर दया खाकर कुछ जाओ
नहीं.
बेटा कुछ करो. नहीं नहीं नहीं, यू गॉट टू हैव टफ लव. एट द सेम टाइम
हाँ.
get the actual help of recovery.
Hmm.
That's it.
Instead of treating it as a taboo, maybe it will
Yes,
help if families start treating it like a disease that they
correct.
have to, encounter together. Yeah.
Let me give you an
Hmm.
example.
Sure, sir, sure.
Diabetes, does diabetes have a cure?
No.
It does not have a cure. What you can do is only treat it. You can treat the disease.
Ah,
You
correct.
take
Manage it.
treatment is you manage your sugar
Hmm.
levels, you do
Yeah.
exercise, you maintain your
Hmm.
diet, if required,
Mm-hmm.
you take those tablets or the insulin.
Hmm.
The same way, alcoholism or any other addiction, what it has to do, as I said, it's a brain disease. We got to
Mm-hmm.
treat it on a one day at a time basis.
Hmm.
आज का दिन उस चीज से दूर रहो. और मुझे क्या क्या करना है, what do I need to see that I am away from that first usage. So we treat
Hmm.
it. It's the treatment of the mind.
Hmm.
It is here. The disease is here.
Hmm.
Here, if I
Correct.
get triggered, I go and use it. But if I'm able to, get my mindset in the right
Hmm.
direction,
Hmm.
I'll be safe.
Yes, sir. 100% agree, sir. Yes, sir. So, what are the warning signs that families should watch for when it comes to addiction? If they see
Wow.
that someone in their life is struggling, what are those initial signs that they should keep an eye out for?
Let's look at it in two parts. One is behavior, and
Mm-hmm.
addictions due to behavior, and the other one is addictions due to chemicals. In behavior, you will
Okay.
find people addicted to online gambling or online
Mm-hmm.
games or these so-called reels,
Mm-hmm.
shorts.
Yeah,
That is affecting
that is a very
students a
big
lot.
addiction these days.
It is
Yeah.
affect. They don't realize that these things are actually damaging their brain. The brain consists of so
Mm.
many cells, brain cells, neurons. They are all getting damaged. You lose focus.
Yeah.
You lose memory. You'll have disturbed sleep.
Mm.
So, what parents can look out,
Correct.
or they can look out in your family member is your behavior changes. You'll find them late
Mm.
nights sitting up watching these.
Mm.
You'll suddenly find, if he is into gambling, you'll find things missing. You'll find him manipulating you for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll find him speaking
Mm.
lies, he or her.
Mm.
No focus on
Mm.
study. You'll find them slowly sliding down in their academic performance.
Mm.
They were getting good A grades, but today they slowly start
Mm.
sliding down from B to C and other things that way. I go to schools for counseling. I'm encountering so many
Mm.
students acting this way. Now, if you look at chemical, you'll find these people who are addicted to chemicals like drugs or alcohol. All of them, you'll
Mm.
find them absolutely irritable. You'll find them
Mm.
frustrated. They suddenly
Mm.
get bouts of anger. You'll
Mm.
start finding them fighting. They don't like
Mm.
somebody questioning them. Why did you come late?
Mm.
They get irritated. They fire back. They shout back. They find money is
Mm.
losing from the lost from the house. You'll find
Mm.
suddenly certain substances hidden inside the house. You'll find phone
Mm.
calls coming saying that your son or your daughter was seen somewhere.
Mm.
Addictions will make all these things happen. It is a complete altered behavior. A
Mm.
normal person behaving abnormal should sound the warning bell. So, why is my child
Mm.
not eating along with us? Why is he staying
Correct.
separate, always in the dark in the room? Why is he always
Mm.
closing the door? Why is he
Mm.
always away from the house? Why is his
Mm.
focus down? Why is small,
Ah.
small little money missing from the house?
Mm.
All the, the
Mm.
tip-offs that you can get.
So basically, any sudden changes in behavior, in academic performance, in professional life, any sudden changes that you notice could be a warning sign,
Could
right?
be, yes.
Ah,
And to a
sure.
large extent, it turns out to be right.
Mm. So, sir, after 14 years of sobriety, what still motivates you to maintain your recovery practices daily? Like even today, even during this interview, you mentioned that you still use the skills that you learned from AA. What it is that makes you follow these practices even today? Don't you ever feel like, okay, I have been sober for such a long time, now I don't need to follow these skills, I can just be sober and it won't affect me much? What it is that motivates you to follow these skills even today?
Akriti ji, it is like this. It is not the length of time that I am away from the drink. What is more
Mm-hmm.
important is today, am I away from the drink or not?
Okay.
Okay. The only
Mm-hmm.
difference between a person using alcohol or any addiction and me
Mm-hmm.
is just that first drink. The day
Okay.
if I happen to pick up that one drink
Mm-hmm.
today, all my
Mm-hmm.
14 years of sobriety goes down the drain, and I'm
Okay.
back to square one, and the
Okay.
hell is let loose, and I'm back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't count
Mm-hmm.
the time. Okay, it is just one day, one day, one day, one
Mm-hmm.
day. And when I was writing the book, I happened to check, and I found that it's 14 years, more than 14 years, which is close to more than 5,300 days. I couldn't imagine being
Yeah.
without a drink even for one day, but just taking it one day at a
Mm.
time, yeah, on this journey. But still, I have to go till I am alive. I'm born to be alive,
Correct.
not to be spiritually
Correct.
dead. So, what
Definitely, sir.
motivates me is this life, the beautiful life.
Mm.
Minus the drink, minus addiction, life is wonderful. And I'm
Mm.
really, really like me. There are so many brothers of mine and sisters of mine in the fellowships. Minus the addiction, we are really, what you call it, experiencing miracles in our lives. Miracles. And the joy that we experience is not simple happiness. Happiness is temporary, but we enjoy joy.
Mm.
We experience joy. So I won't
A
like to give
sense
up
of
this.
achievement.
Yes, I wouldn't like
Yeah.
to give up this or trade my sobriety
Mm.
for one drink of alcohol, how much ever money may be
Correct.
given to me. So I want to
Yeah.
continue and grow, grow, grow. Growth is what is important. So I need to grow in life.
Very well put, sir. Very well put, sir. Very well put. So, sir, your book offers a 12 key recovery concepts. Which one has been the most important in your personal journey?
See, these 12 key concepts is something, I used to read a lot and listen a
Okay.
lot.
You were an avid reader?
Mostly now, after coming into sobriety, I read a lot of
Uh-huh.
inspirational books and I
Okay.
listen to a lot of inspirational talks. So
Okay.
I found that these 12, I call them concepts, but you can call it anything that you want. But
Mm-hmm.
these 12, what I mentioned as concepts, helped me
Mm-hmm.
to rebuild my life, help me with resilience. Okay,
Okay.
there are so many things if you see in those 12 which holds lot of strength. The
Okay.
two, the first one, which really, I would consider as a very very important concept, is to move out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
We people tend to lay
Mm.
back, have that laid back attitude, saying
Mm.
चलता है सब ठीक है, somebody else is working, okay, I don't need to go,
Mm.
I'm comfortable where I am. And many times fear comes in between, and fear stops us from taking a step in the unknown.
Mm.
Yeah. So if I'm able
Yeah.
to take that step, and like they say, डर के आगे जीत है. Yeah.
Mm.
So you take that
Yeah.
step, beat that fear,
Yeah.
go into the
Mm.
learning zone,
Okay.
upgrade
Mm.
yourself, and from the learning
Mm.
zone, go into the growth zone. This is an action.
Okay.
So once you're in the
Uh,
growth zone, you don't have time for other things. You will be wanting to
mm.
achieve more and more, more and more. The second thing I
Mm.
would give importance in those 12, which I mentioned, is
Mm-hmm.
uh, consistency plus discipline is equal to success. Now that
Okay.
I have come out of my comfort zone, I need to be consistent. If I have to go for AA
Mm.
meetings, it doesn't mean that for 1 week I go and then I leave it. I have to go for it every day because that's my daily treatment. I have to be
Mm.
consistent, whatever I'm doing. Yeah, if I want results. Second thing is discipline. Discipline
Mm.
is doing something even when it feels like not doing it. Even when it feels,
Okay.
if I have to wake up early, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like waking up early one day, and I say it's cozy and nice, let me continue sleeping. But discipline says nothing doing, let me get up and go for my run.
Correct.
So these are the things which hold you back. So one thing, get out of your
Mm.
comfort zone. Second thing is
Mm.
be consistent, add discipline to
Mm.
it, you will get success.
Very well put, sir. Very well put, sir. Yeah. So, what do you want readers who are currently struggling with addiction to take away from your personal story?
From my personal story, what I would like, why I came out with
Mhm.
this book,
Oh, yeah.
which carries my complete personal story and the tools that I
Mm-hmm.
used, is what I want the readers to know is, don't give up. There is hope. Develop resilience.
Mm.
Develop resilience. Ask for help. There's
Mm.
nothing wrong in seeking help. Be transparent.
Mm.
Put all your faith in the higher power. Don't dwell much in the past, nor
Mm.
fantasize too much about the future. Live in the
Mm.
moment. Live in the
Mm.
moment.
Correct.
So while you're reading this book, all those tools, my own story, will bring about to the reader that how I went about this,
Hmm.
and how I'm, enjoying sober life, just like so many
Hmm.
of my other friends and brothers in the fellowship.
Yeah.
So that's what the readers would gain.
Hmm. Got it, sir. So, what gives you the most hope when you look at the current state of addiction treatment and recovery, especially in India, sir?
One thing good sign is here is people are
Hmm.
beginning to wake up, to
Okay.
this fact that addictions is spreading. It's gone even to the remotest of villages. Addictions
Mm-hmm.
in different forms. Today, mobile phone, you're holding addiction in your hand.
Yeah,
You will
correct.
find it in you'll find it in the metro train. You'll
Hmm.
find it in a restaurant, a family going together.
Yeah,
Five of them, all five of them are with their mobile phones. You'll find
yeah,
students playing on reels.
correct.
But I'm so glad, like the gambling apps. The government has
Hmm.
woken up. They have now banned these gaming
Yeah,
apps.
a lot of apps. Yeah.
Yes, there are many families who have got destroyed because of this. I have,
Hmm.
experience. I'm still experiencing students in the eighth standard, ninth standard, who are being put into the rehab because of gambling. I'll give you one case. A boy got into gambling. He has taken loans from the market using his father's papers. Initially, he had taken around 15 lakhs. A young boy. He was put in the rehab almost 6 months. He went out. He was all right for 1 year. And then what happened was, again, he started gambling. And this time it has gone up to 42 lakhs. Families are destroyed.
Correct, sir.
But today the government is waking up. There is a lot of action by the police department, by the law authorities who are coming about with awareness programs, who are opening different drug abuse cells, alcoholism, Nasha Kendra. There are so many of these the government is taking. There are so many rehabilitation centers which are coming. There are so many of these wonderful fellowships. See, it's not just Alcoholics Anonymous. You have Narcotics Anonymous. You have Gamblers as Anonymous. You have Eaters Anonymous, Smokers Anonymous. There are so many fellowships. So in
Hmm.
India today, people want recovery. You will find it. All you got to do is seek help. Do a lot of
Yeah.
reading. Start getting into the
Hmm.
fellowships.
Very well put, sir. Great. It was a very eye-opening and a very refreshing take on addiction. And actually, I really applaud your bravery to come out and actually put so much into this, like in front of the world, to actually write a book about it, to share so much of your personal story. I'm really inspired, sir. So, we are currently displaying the link to your book below so people can purchase it and understand your remarkable journey of transformation. From captivity to freedom is a story that shows how a person can rise from their lowest point to create a new life. This book just isn't about addiction, it's a story of hope, resilience, and transformation, as it was put earlier by you so beautifully. So, thank you so much for joining us, sir. So, this was it from Mr. Praveen Curl. He has shared his personal experience along with practical tools and spiritual insights that can help anyone. His 3 R's framework, routine, responsibility, and relationships serve as a clear roadmap to recovery. Thank you for watching us. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will keep bringing you new stories and their inspiring authors. Thank you so much.